Hello, welcome to the quick take after Fulham's 2-0 win over Queen's Park Rangers. It has happened again. A glorious afternoon down at Loftus Road. What an atmosphere. I feel absolutely shattered after today. 90 minutes of just pure fun, really. It was always fun playing QPR. It's always a good day out because more often than not, we tend to win. Our record against QPR is just phenomenal, and it continued today. And after kind of 2.5 weeks of licking our wounds, having to think back at that awful, dreary West Brom game, and then the kind of poor performance at Barnsley, to get back to winning ways today against our rivals, keep our lead at the top of the table intact. It's an absolutely beautiful one. Keep the comments coming through. I think it's going to be a busy video tonight, and I'll try and get through some of the comments as we go. But yeah, what a win. And by the way, I should probably say I'm not like in a prison cell. I just have unpainted walls. Before you wonder. Anyway, let's get on to the match and get through it. And we'll start off with the lineup, shall we? There was a few not surprises in here, but interesting selections, I think, and talking points. I think the most notable one for me had to be Joe Bryan at left back in for Anthony Robinson. The sensible decision in my eyes. He played on Thursday morning for the USA. He played 3 games during the international break. Joe Bryan is a more than capable left back, and we need to use him in moments like this. I enjoyed Marco Silva saying in the press that he doesn't necessarily see Robinson as clearly the stronger left back than Joe. He's like, I've got 2 good left backs, and I'm glad that Marcus Hill is finally seeing sense in using both of them. I thought Joe was solid today. I was a bit sad that that shot he had in the first half, which was well saved by Westwood, didn't fly into the top corner. That would have been absolutely glorious if he put another West London rival to the sword. But yeah, I thought Joe was spectacular. I thought Joe was fine without being spectacular. I don't think there's going to be a call for Robinson to suddenly lose his place because Joe was so brilliant today, but I think he did what he needed to do and he was solid. I think the other 2 interesting ones for me were Kearney in the middle instead of Seri, who did brilliantly today. I thought Kearney ran the show. I thought that he got us out of a lot of tight situations. It's a tight, compact pitch, and Kearney's control just really helps us in those moments. QPR tried to close him down, and more often than not, Kearney was able to evade any of the press. And then Decadova-Reid at left wing. I'm not a fan of him on the wing. He's a solid enough player. He does a job, but we really missed Neeskins' dynamism on that left-hand side. I didn't really think there was much threat that came from that left-hand side. And when you've got Bryan and Decadova-Reid instead of the normal Anthony Robinson and Neeskins Cavano, I think that's what's going to happen. There was a lot more emphasis on our right-hand side, but that's fine. He does a solid job. He's a pro. He should have tucked that one away to make it 2-0 in the first half, which would have made the whole game a lot more comfortable. I thought he could have done a little bit better there, but it was fine. It was a 6, 7 out of 10 from Bobby, and sometimes that's what you need. He's not a first choice left winger. He does a job. He's so versatile. It's a fair play to Bobby. Let's come on to the first goal then, and this is the freeze frame of it. I just love this tweet because I think it sums it up perfectly. He does not miss from there. A classic Fulham goal. That if there is a archetypal Fulham goal from this season, it is exactly that first one. Neat interchange down the right-hand side. Suddenly, Fabio Carvalho is near the byline. He pulls it back and he manages to find Mitro in that open space. And it was a little bit behind him. He had some work to do. It wasn't on a plate, but he had an open goal. He wasn't missing from there. It was a bit weird in the away end, kind of went in really slowly. It seemed to bobble over the line. I think there was a bit of a delayed reaction from the crowd to celebrate, but fantastic. This game was always going to pin on that first goal. It feels like every Fulham game this season pins itself on the first goal, but I feel like with the QPR home crowd, if they'd have got that first, I think we'd have been in for a really long afternoon. I don't know if we'd have won, in all honesty. I think we'd have found it really, really difficult, but we got that first goal. It shut them up. And I think we were in control, really, from that moment there. And yeah, that was Mitro's 36th of the season. And of course, he made it 37 with that penalty. Is it a penalty? Absolutely not. It's not. It's not a penalty. Like, I think it's a really poor decision. I was in the away end, and this is my photo, by the way. So I had a great view of the penalty, and of course I shouted handball. It kind of hit his arm, and some of you in the comments might disagree whether it's a penalty or not. But does he make his a body unnaturally bigger? Does he? I don't think. I think his arm is slightly out, but I think it would if it didn't hit him in the arm. I think it hits him in the side. But look, we have had lots of bad decisions go against us this season. Lots of really, really bad ones. Remember the Coventry penalty? So many. So if it balances itself out, and I know it's a cop out to say that, I'm not losing any sleep over it. QPR fans will be annoyed. There might be some QPR fans watching, um, wondering why I'm so dismissive, but it wasn't a penalty. I will agree with you there, but meh, got us the win, didn't it? And that's really all that matters. And well done, Mitro, for sticking it away. After he missed that penalty early in the season against Stoke, he's been pretty reliable from the spot. And I can't remember a Fulham player in the last 5 or 6 years that has been quite so reliable from the spot. It's definitely been a sore point for us over the years, and I'm still not 100% convinced he's the world's greatest penalty taker. But if he's going to keep sticking them away, he's so confident. You just know he's not going to miss at the moment. He just seems hell bent on breaking these records. 37 now. He's still got 7 games left. He's still over 1 goal per league game played, as in not him, but as in how many Fulham have played. Fulham have played 36. Fulham have played 38. He's scored 37. So he's nearly on course for the 46 in 46, which would be absolutely sensational. And what does that do for the table? Not much. Bournemouth 1, Huddersfield 1. We pull away from a few more of the chasing pack, the likes of Luton and Blackburn, who didn't pick up wins. But that date for when Fulham get promotion is still being pushed back. It's actually being pushed back by 7th place Forest. They've got so many games in hand. The maximum points that they can get is 88. And it now means that promotion at Borough is impossible. It can't happen. It still can happen at the Coventry game. I think it would take Nottingham Forest, though, to drop points. I'm pretty certain it would take Nottingham Forest to drop some points in their next couple of games. The soonest that Fulham can do it by their own account is the Easter weekend against Derby. I think most likely it's probably going to be one of the Derby or Preston games on the Easter weekend, but I'm still holding my fingers crossed for Coventry because it'd be lovely to secure promotion at home. And also with the Fulhamish live, that would make it extra sweet as well. But still, nice and clear gap at the top. And with everyone else winning, all we can do is win our games. It doesn't really matter too much what the rest are doing below. As long as Fulham keep winning, then we're absolutely sailing to promotion and most likely sailing to the title as well. Bournemouth have picked up a bit of form. There's going to be a bit of a title race. I think that game that we play against them in a few weeks' time is going to possibly be really, really key for who actually gets the title. I think Bournemouth, though, are promoted as well. I think there's not much of a promotion race anymore. I think a few weeks ago, a lot of people might have thought that there is going to be a promotion race. It's the race for the playoffs now, I think, is the interesting thing as far as the neutral is concerned in the Championship. Right. Some comments. Maxwell, never a penalty. I'd be fuming if I was a QPR fan. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Like, it's just not. As I say, I appealed at the time. It definitely hits his arm. I just don't think in the modern laws of the handball that is a penalty. Matthew Dale, can't believe there was 2 West London derbies going on today. It was chaos. Like, Clapham Junction was full of Fulham, QPR, Brentford, Chelsea fans. It was, pretty nuts, to be honest, that they scheduled that. And nothing like Brentford still singing about Fulham when they've probably got the greatest result in their history. So if that doesn't scream obsessed, then I don't know what does. We deserved it. Gavin Ward was the ref, and he gave the Coventry penalty. He did. Gavin Ward made up for that mistake, really, didn't he, up against Coventry, and he gave us a soft one. He gave them a horrible penalty. I don't think he's a very good referee. I think he lost control at the end. Quite funny when he sent off the, I don't know, was he a QPR assistant coach or physio or something like that? Gave Mark Warburton a yellow card. We very much enjoyed that in the away end. So I don't really rate him as a referee at all, but he did do us a few favors. Borough will be the bigger test. Yes, it will. It's going to be a really, really difficult game against Borough on Wednesday. I'm really excited to be going. It's a hell of a trek on a Wednesday for the few of us that will be up at the Riverside. There'll be a lot less of us for that away day. But I think that if we can get a result there, I think that'll be our biggest win of the season. I think that's the most difficult match of the season against Borough on Wednesday. They're very good at home. They picked up a good win today against Peterborough. I think that's the kind of win that actually might show us what Fulham could do next season, because we're going to have to go to tougher grounds than the Riverside next year if we want to stay up in the Premier League. And if we can get a win, it would be such a huge boost. So fingers crossed we can go there and get a result. Just having a look through some of your other comments. This one from John Witham. The comment from the pod about Tim Ream being like the old Yeller and that he's not going to make it in the squad after this season lives rent free in my head. Yeah. It is really sad. He was fantastic today. I think that's maybe something that actually I forgot to mention, really, how awesome the defense were today. Tosin did a couple of goal-saving headers, particularly one really good one in the first half. And Harrison Reed as well, just mopped up fantastically. There's a couple of times where QPR got away and Harrison Reed got back and stopped the danger and really stopped QPR getting a foothold in this game. There was a couple of times you're like, oh no, they're breaking through the middle, and Harrison Reed would be there every single time. And if it ever went past Harrison Reed, generally Tim Ream and Tosin were up to the challenge today. They were fantastic. And I think for me, look, Mitro will get the headlines because he scored 2 goals. But for me, that combo of Tim Ream, Tosin Adarabioyo, Harrison Reed, if there's a man in the match, it's one of those 3. For me. So we'll hopefully take this on into the next couple of games, and we still have that champagne on ice for when promotion happens. But we just got to enjoy days like today. Yeah, it was just that is what being a Fulham supporter is all about. Such a brilliant atmosphere in the away end, a big win at our local rivals in the sunshine. If you can't just kind of drink in days like today and enjoy it, then you're never going to be able to, because that is about as good as it gets for a Fulham fan. Fantastic that we kept up the record against Queen's Park Rangers, and just such a thoroughly enjoyable day. Well done to the Fulham fans that were in the home end today, particularly the lad, I think in the South Africa road stand, who decided to show his shirt at the end of the match. That was quite brave. He got accosted by a few QPR fans for that one. Not that surprising, really, but it was enjoyable for us in the away end, nevertheless. So if you went today, hope you enjoyed it. If you were watching from home, I'm sure you still enjoyed it as much. Equally, if you're heading to Borough, then potentially see you there. But until the next time, thanks for watching. Come on, you Whites.